domestic temperature, folks, just to tell you, it's dropped right down. It probably feels in the low 20s now. Even, but yeah, I don't think it's under 20. It still feels a little bit humid. Got that afternoon sunshine glow. I'll get some lights on, just a little bit of lighting as well. Just a soft wash over here for us. Just come up nice and slow here. There's one right there. Just approach nice and slowly here. So I'm just kind of letting him get used to us here, this youngster. You can see us. You just see him lying on the road there. So what I want to do is just drive up and just take my time and make sure that he doesn't get disturbed and think that I'm going to come any further. I just want to get around this bend so you can get a nice view. It's okay, my babe. It's alright, little one. It's alright. Oh, it's not that young. It's not that old. Fantastic. Get a little bit better picture now, we're a bit closer. Just lying down in the heat of the day there. Still very, very warm. And may have a full belly. We'll just let them get, I mean, these animals, as I said before, are really habituated to vehicles, so we're not by any means encroaching on them and changing their behaviour. As you can see, he just looked up, and she, I think, just looked up and went back to sleep. They're very aware that we're here, of course, but very, very comfortable with us as well. Now you get a good glimpse at the paws there. Whilst you're looking at that, I'm just going to show you something about a few different tracks, and you can see those paws. But just keep on that, and I'll just get this this image up to show you the hyena track. I'm just going to get Andrew to pan back here, and you see from those feet there's those four very, very distinct paws, four pads there, with the toenails being a very, very good indicator that it's it's definitely very distinct. That's what I'm trying to say. Brown hyena and spotted hyena, very, very similar. A bit more squashed, this brown hyena track. But something that I really wanted to also show you just quickly is painted dog, they're referred to in this app that I've got. We also refer to them as wild dog here. But this is a very, very interesting track, just while I've got it open to take note of. Cheetah and painted dog, very, very similar in their look, and you have to be very accustomed to looking at the two tracks, seeing them next to each other to distinguish which is which, you know, and it's like a language. It is a language when you listen to Stefan or Brent, or you know, a lot of people that do a lot of tracking. You will know that if you don't use it, you lose it, type of thing. You know, you've got to keep refreshing yourself with those track signs. But the reason why I wanted to point this out is you can see the only cat. Just have a quick look at this. I'm going to quickly flick to another track. Lion leopard comparison, which we looked at before. No toenails, no claws protruding. Everyone can see that pretty clearly. Now, I know most people know this, but it's a good thing just to note that there's tracks that can get confused, and this particular two tracks are the ones that get very confusing, cheetah and wild dog. Now, the cheetah has those claws protruding because they are the only cat, which most people know, I'm sure, But if you don't, they are the only cat that has this semi-retractable claw configuration, and those claws have adapted, or the animal has an adaptation where those claws are semi-retracted, and it allows the animal to have fantastic traction at high speed when it's chasing its prey. Just turn my radio, my guide's radio down a little bit, folks, so please excuse me. So very, very different in a different animal, a dog, but very, very similar track, and can be quite confusing. So out of the cats, the only one that has those claws, semi-retractable claws out, can be easily confused with a painted dog. But just for a little bit of a look-see, I wanted to show you the hyena and what we were looking at before that Andrew had in shot was those 4 pads, and you can see a distinctive area there. Okay, we'll just go back to the hyena now. I just wanted to show you that quickly. I have to get a little bit of light on him now. I'm going to reach across ever so gently and just put a little bit of a wash over him. I don't know if we need it. It's just getting... Oh, sorry, mate, I've rolled back a little bit there. Sorry, buddy. Folks, I'm just reaching across to put this very, very gentle light on him. Very soft, just on the edge of him there. It just gives us a little bit more definition. The cameras are incredible cameras in low light. They do their best, but if we can help them in a little bit of a way with a bit of wash like that, it does just improve the situation. So I'm just going to get a little spotlight as well, and I'm going to put that spotlight on very, very gently to the side of him. So I'm not going to put it in his eyes, I'm just going to put it in the front, so there's a little bit of a wash over him there. So you can see that's the back feet there that we were talking about before. If he looks up, if she looks up, I'll definitely drop this light off. I don't want to shine it straight in the eyes, but I'm just wondering if you can zoom in there a little bit, Andrew, and have a look at those back feet, because it's really nice. You don't often get a chance to see the underside.
I'll fully zoom in.
Yeah, there's another nice shot there. I might need to take that light away a little bit. It's a bit hot for you. That's the track that we were looking at before. It's got an aircraft flying overhead, folks, you may hear. Just take that light off. So this is a spotted hyena, which I'm sure most people are aware of, but it's always good just to pop that in sometimes if you've just joined us. It's a nice thing to know if you've just joined us. We've turned up at the hyena den, and one individual's here, but I don't know if the other youngsters are here. There's a really nice question from Max in Toronto. Hello Max, and welcome aboard. It's great to have you here on Safari Live. We've just finished finishing our drive today, and I'm really glad you're here. A great question, another great question. We have some absolute crackers through today, all related to things that might be in people's lives. Some of you might have domestic cats, and the question is, do big cats have to sharpen their claws like domestic cats have to do when you see them, unfortunately, sometimes on your furniture? The answer to that is yes, you often see them clawing, probably not as much as domestic cats, but you do see them grabbing onto tree logs and things like that. I've seen it a lot more with tigers, personally. I see it a lot more with leopards than lion, and sometimes it'll be marking a tree as well, territorial marking, but they definitely do, and they need to keep those claws in really, really good check. and look after themselves, because they are their weapons of choice, and they do use them on a daily basis for either hunting or getting up a tree or whatever it may be. But this spotted hyena, it's flat, but you know what? It's a little bit warm still, and I'm sure that in the coming hours it's potentially going to get going and move around. So what we're going to do, folks, I'm just going to sit with this hyena. It's becoming a little bit more alert. It may or may not, but you never know. We'll just sit for a second. I'm going to cross to Pete and so he can say goodbye, and then I'll come back to you and say farewell as well.
Always one of the best times, and certainly most magical times in the bush. Sunset. Many people associate these beautiful red sunsets with Africa. Of course, you get beautiful moments around the world every second of the day with sunset. But this is the one we're enjoying at the moment here in Djuma. It's been a great afternoon on so many levels. Great cats, leopard, lion, elephants. Activity. Hey, there's a hippo. Look at him coming to listen as well. And yeah, it's just that time of the drive also where I can say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to spend time with you and for joining us here in Africa. It's the first drive for me in this time around, so it's been a great experience as always. I look forward to the next 2 weeks of seeing more magical things and having more surprises. And yeah, from myself, Pieter Pretorius, thank you very much. Thanks to everyone today on the crew. That's Brian on the vehicle, Nikki and Tara directing that side. HJ knows had a wonderful drive, and he's going to tell you some more about the hyenas as well towards the end of the last few minutes of the drive. So I just want to say thanks and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. There's lots more coming, so you join us in the morning, and that's it. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Well, we're still with this hyena, and it's a bit quiet, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I don't really want to put the light on it or anywhere near it at the moment. It's just so relaxed there. I've just got a little wash light that's just off to the left, so that's probably enough. The den area is in that termite mound behind the hyena, and we saw it this morning. If you were with us this morning, you can see the size of that hole. Some of the animals will get down into that den. The pups, not always. The adults can fit down there. Sometimes it's the narrowness it makes it difficult for our animals to get down. But when they do give birth down there, you'll get. Sometimes the pups do have incredible altercations down there, for want of a better word, fights, and you know, they can kill another pup down there easily. There's a high mortality rate that happens within the den itself in the early weeks of those pups' lives, and they're just an incredible species. There's so much to talk about them. He's up and looking around now. Something has startled him. And as I'm sure you probably know, very, very difficult to sex. Differentiate between the sexes. There's a long conversation that can be had there, but I'm probably not going to touch on it right now for another day. But it's a female-dominated society. It does make the males a little bit giddy. They really do display sheer frustration in the fear of the females and the dominance of the females. Sometimes to a comical level. But they are an incredibly complex creature, fearsome, adversary for many different big cats in numbers. They're just an incredible species that have got so much they're unknown about them, and a very, very complex society that they live in. What a night. What a night. We're getting close to the end of the drive today, so I've just sort of looked around at the sky and looked at the moon that I haven't seen for quite some time, and some of the stars. Angelo in Boston has just asked us as well why hyenas seem to always lie in the middle of the road. I'm not really sure, Angelo. You know, I see them all over the place, but the road might be a more comfortable place for them. They don't have a lot of hair either as well. You see them they look quite mangy, and it might be just a more comfortable position for them, or they might be finding it just a comfortable place for their afternoon sleep. But all in all, I think I have seen them on a lot of bare dirt, and it is a good observation. I'll actually have a little bit more of a look and talk to the guys what their philosophies are, and maybe come back to you tomorrow on that one, because I don't have a definitive answer, that's for sure. But you're right, you do see them on the middle of the road a lot, and I think it's probably just for comfort, if they can, on that sandy sort of dirt area. Well, what I'm going to do, folks, is say farewell, have a quick recap what we've seen today and how incredible it's been. We started off this morning, just before we went to air. I saw Karula chasing a Nala across the road. That was incredible. I would have followed up on Karula as well, but then as we drove down the hill to try and follow up on her, a Matimba male, one of the big males, was walking across and up the dam wall, and I just had to go and follow that and see it. It was a spectacular sight to see him walking along there with the sun rising and the mist, and really beautiful. And again, I would have followed him as well, but he did go into some really thick country, and I wanted to try and go around the other side and see if he came out there. So great to see two cats early, and then we came across Q male, which was a very, very special moment for me. And thank you to Brent and all the other guides that let us in, because they knew how important it was to us, and really great, and you were with us on that this morning. And then this afternoon, back out, Andrew and I had a fantastic time looking for Q. Went to the other side of the dam just to double check if we could, if he was there, and sure enough, Andrew, out of the corner of his eye, saw him lying in that little hollow there, and what a great spot that was. And then following Q right through that heavy bush, up onto that termite mound, looking out up the tree, all those tense moments of, was he hunting, what was he doing? Just fantastic stuff. And I have to say, folks, being there and having you with me today, with Andrew and I, has been a great privilege, and it's great to be back. I'm here until the 10th of next month. It's definitely not going to be my last time. I'm just here for a short stint, and we're going to do a couple of live crosses, broadcast at National Geographic Channel, Nat Geo Wild USA. But we're online, webcasting every day, same old thing, fantastic, in the saddle every day, and you're going to be with me. It's been a brilliant journey today, folks, and thank you for all your support. Andrew, top job, buddy.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, mate. I've really enjoyed it, big fella. I was a bit nervous this morning. I feel good. You know what, guys? You never know what's around the next corner. See you just now.